Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of Titansgrave, The Ashes of Valkana. This is our first true, full episode of the series, and I really hope you all watched our introduction to the world of Valkana in episode 0. If you haven't watched that episode by now, you really kind of should, because it's going to make it possible for you to enjoy this show to the fullest. Now look, I know that I'm not the boss of you, so for those of you who don't want to watch the episode 0 that we all worked very hard on to make for you, I'm going to go over some of the essentials just to make sure you're not lost. If you did watch episode 0, you can skip ahead to here-ish. Hey, isn't internet TV and post-production graphics neat? All right, all you non-episode 0 watching rebels. I'm the game master for this series. That makes me a combination of host, referee, and occasional adversary or ally. As I work together with the players to tell our story this season, I'll be facilitating their interactions with the world of Valkana and everyone in it. I will present them with challenges and events that we call tests, and they'll have to roll dice to help determine the outcome of those tests. Each of the characters has different strengths and weaknesses that will influence things as well. Some of them are good at punching things, and others are good at hiding from things. This is all going to make sense, I promise. Also, there is a unique mechanic in the Fantasy Age system that we're going to use to run this game, and you need to know about it because the players talk about it a lot. It's called the stunt mechanic. The way it works is when anyone rolls doubles on any 2 of their 3 dice, they get a stunt bonus, and that lets them do special actions that are always cool and helpful. Let's meet our heroes. They are traveling through Valkana as a group of street performers. They all know and live and work together, but each of them has their own goals and skills. Hank Green's character, Aankia, is a female Saurian rogue with a little robot pal named Jeremy. She is pretty handy with a blaster, and Jeremy is pretty good at scouting around. Alison Haislip is playing a half-dwarf, half-elf rogue archer named Kiliel. She is searching for her real dwarven father, as well as rare artifacts to bring back to her elven parents' store. When she isn't firing arrows, she loves to make and throw bombs. Laura Bailey is playing as Lemley Z, a young human warrior who wields a blade that she has named Dr. Lobotomy. She accidentally killed her adopted Saurian parents and blew off her own arm and leg in an explosion, so she's now partially robotic and fully guilt-ridden. Yuri Lowenthal is Slethk Dormor, a half-elf, half-Saurian mage. He was given powers by a mysterious entity while locked in a church as a child, and he's searching for his full orc brother. Again, if you haven't seen episode 0, I highly recommend it because it delves deeper into each character and it explores their secrets too. I really hope that you will watch it or have watched it. But either way, it is time to begin episode 1 of Titansgrave, The Ashes of Valkana.
Eons before Valkana heard her own name, she bore witness to beings not of this realm. These ancients planted the seeds of life on Valkana, and as that life grew and civilizations formed, the thirst for supremacy blossomed into war. Gifted with an unmatched intellect, the Saurian Empire built mighty war machines and claimed dominion on Valkana, until the heavens themselves fell upon them. Valkana was plunged into darkness and 1,000 years of war. In this crucible, great heroes were forged, and together they extinguished the flames of battle. A new civilization was built on the ruins of the old, a peaceful world of magic and science. But the forces of chaos are patient and not easily contained. Left to fester, ancient evils threaten to emerge and unleash mayhem upon the world. And so to face them, new heroes must arise from the ashes of Valkana.
We're going to explore what is in between the covers of this book. You've already had many adventures over the course of the past few months.
We have, haven't we?
And overall, things are looking pretty good for you. The job you did in Malroth Village a couple of weeks ago turned out to be a cakewalk. Turns out that they actually did need your help. No one ever thought that a cyborg janitor would put people on the list of things it needed to clean. It also produced a treasure for you of unusual provenance. A magical sphere, perfectly smooth except for traces of strange spiraling symbols engraved on its surface. The sages in Malroth couldn't help identify it. The locals in Malroth made up for this very small disappointment by throwing a massive party in your honor.
Yeah.
You had a chance to meet someone who loves his job almost as much as you do. His name is Gurlock, AKA Uncle Beer.
Uncle Beer.
AKA the Beer Baron. The Beer Baron unloaded a cask of his brown special reserve when he found out you were local heroes, and he gifted it to the tavern. You partied with him for 7 hours or so, as far as you can remember.
That's a light night for us.
He mentioned at one point that he actually is from the city-state of Nestora. He recommended a fine establishment on the outskirts of Nestora, should you be traveling that way, a place called the Pegasus Roadhouse. He bade you tell Winifred, the bar manager, that Gurlock sent you, and then he promised you that she would hook you up.
Nice.
He also recommended that when you get to Nestora, you look for a sage who specializes in the research of odd magical gadgets, and her name is Farkaya, in case the sphere remains a mystery when you get there. This evening, as you cross into the outskirts of Nestora along the Fantangle Trade Road, you see the Pegasus. You remember Gurlock's recommendation, the promise of free beer, and so you head toward the Pegasus Roadhouse. So you arrive to the Pegasus. It's full of people. It is an exciting night. And tell me what you would like to do as you arrive at the doorway.
Ask for
Ask for
Winifred.
Winifred.
Straight
I
up.
was gonna ask for a
She's
beer.
gonna hook us up.
Winifred's gonna hook us up with the
Winifred has
beer.
Oh,
But if we
right.
ask for Winifred, it might
Yeah.
be
It might be free beer.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Behind the bar is a fellow called Tane, and it's just packed with people. And there is where the center of the tavern is. A bunch of tables have been cleared off to make way for what's become a dance floor. There's a small group of minstrels playing and singing songs. And you can sort of see on the wall behind Tane a whole bunch of different casks of ale. But you notice that a lot of them bear Gurlock's name. There's the Brown Special Reserve, the Warrior Stout, the Iron Ale, the Sunshine Lager, and the Toasted Wheat.
These things sound like real things. Are they going to be real things in our world?
Possibly.
This isn't fair.
And
Don't tease me with false beer.
everything is on the house today because it is a local holiday. Gurlock himself is coming today to deliver a very small batch, very rare beer that is only tapped at the Pegasus. It is called the Old Chaotic Neutral.
That's awesome.
So you can approach the bar, and there's Tane, and he says, "What can I get ya?"
Is Winifred in?
Oh, she's around. Busy day, busy day.
Looks
Battle of
like
the
it.
Boasts, busy day.
Battle of
Battle
the what?
of the Boasts?
What's that? We're new. here.
We're from out of town.
Battle of the Boasts. We recount the tales of the Chaos Wars, and everyone shares a story of how they fought in the wars and helped push the Prophet Duan out of our realm.
something?
Oh,
We're
gonna be a
alive?
good night. Gonna be a good night. Drink up, drink up. And he turns back and he pulls 4 beers and brings them out and slams them down on the table in front of you.
And it's just like, we didn't order a specific kind of beer, sir.
Cheers! Cheers! And he toasts you and he goes back and you hear him call out, Winnie! There's some folk here to see ya! And then you hear out from back there, busy night! Busy night!
He just calls us
So
folk. I don't
what would
feel
you all
we're-
like to do?
Can I go to the dance floor?
You sure can.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the dance floor and I'm going to make a dexterity check for awesome.
Yeah, go ahead. Make it.
I don't even think you have to roll for that.
Yeah,
I'd just
okay.
give it to
Oh,
him.
I got a +3 modifier, so I got
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So you go out to the dance floor, right? And as you walk from the bar to the dance floor, people are smiling at you. They're waving. They're
this place.
everybody's sort of like cheersing you with their tankards and their ales and things. Like this is a party. Like they love it. And as you step onto the dance floor, the minstrels sort of effortlessly segue into this traditional Saurian dance song. It sounds like an awful lot like what we would know as like early 80s Grandmaster Flash. And you jump onto the dance floor, and then as you drop in to go for a pretty good windmill, you kick up your tankard, right? And as it sloshes over, spin around and catch it in your mouth. And then as the tankard,
I only got a 13.
as the tankard is dropping down, Jeremy jumps up and grabs it.
Yeah, this-
and then
okay.
holds it for you on the side of the dance floor.
It's basically a routine that we used to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
the audience loves you.
Yeah.
The people there are loving you. What are you guys doing?
Watching.
We've seen it all before with him. Her.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Jeremy. I was referring to Jeremy first, and then
Okay.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled because I'm practicing my pickpocketing skills, and since this is a crowded room of drunk people, I'm thinking
Yeah.
this might be some easy practice time.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you sort of break away a little bit from the crowd, and I'd like you to go ahead and make a dexterity test and add your modifiers and things.
Okay, so that's 10, 14, 16.
All right. So you sort of like slide up next to a fellow, and he's sort of like teetering back and forth. He's really distracted by Aankia really
this is
dancing
what we
and
do.
stuff. And sort of what you notice is that he just sort of has a small purse, and as he's watching at it, you do your thievery magic, and that pouch is no longer on his belt and is now in your little hand.
she does have little hands.
Yep, and
tiny hands.
it has 8 little gold coins in there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
8 gold
Yeah,
coins.
so that's pretty nice. What are you guys
How do I
doing?
write that down?
I tell Lemley that I'm going to go over to see if I can talk to Winifred and let her know that Gurlock sent us.
Okay, great. You see this like heavily sweating, washing things like that, and she sort of muttered to herself, busy night, busy night, busy night. And she looks back and she says, Tane's at the bar, he can get you beers, busy night, and then is going.
Winifred seems very helpful.
And I just say, Winifred, Gurlock sent us.
And she stops and turns around and she goes, Gurlock, Uncle Beer, oh my boy! And she comes up and she smothers you.
Gross.
in a hug. She says, so how do you know Gurlock?
We know the Beer Baron. He took a liking to her. He loves our show. He's a big fan.
Your show?
We're traveling performers, and we have a variety of different shows that can be tailored to whatever sort of event you have. For example, if you've got local history that you'd like us to spin one of our stories around, we could basically tell any story.
And she can hear the cheers.
Yeah.
from my
For
performance.
example, cast your eyes on Aankia. She's already won over your patrons on the dance floor.
So her eyes twinkle and she says, we'll see how you fare in the battle of the boasts.
You can
And then
count
she
on
turns
it.
back around and goes back to work. What are you doing?
I'm tapping my fingers on the bar, head in hand, looking around.
Your cyber fingers.
Yeah.
Clickety, clickety,
Yeah,
clickety.
definitely cyber fiction.
Click, click, thunk, thunk.
Um,
Click, click, thunk,
I
thunk.
look over at this
Click, whir, click.
kind of big, drunk guy next to me. Nod my head at him. Turn back at Tane. Ask for another beer.
Tane serves you up another beer, and the big guy next to you goes, "You know, we been here since the Chaos Wars."
I'd heard that. You're pretty old then, huh?
I wasn't here, little one. The bar's been here. We're Gurlock's home pub. Tonight, the chaotic neutral's gonna be tapped. Don't say anything.
I won't.
And he burps. Super burps, like kind of a fishy burp in your face.
Nice one. I burp back.
Yeah, all right. All right. Yeah,
Yes, he does.
So he smacks the bar and he goes, "Ah, like you. I'm Anik."
I'm Lem.
And you
Bash my-
smash the things
yeah.
together, and he throws it back, and he's like, "Slach!" And he falls down and hits his head on the
Pat
on
his
the
head.
thing. So
Hold his hair back.
Making friends.
So suddenly, a very reedy, lanky elf with a very, very long silvery white hair. She's wrapped in these gorgeous multicolored silks. She stands up and she takes the stage. She holds her hands up, and the place falls instantly silent.
Whoa.
And she says,
Except for Lem burps.
Yeah, I burp again.
"So you burp again." And
Damn it,
God dang it.
yeah, so Tane taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Oh shit."
Sorry.
As part of the night's entertainment, we will offer you a chance to aid us in the spinning of a grand tale. The legend of Lady Vadyan the Warlord.
The place explodes into cheers. You thought they were cheering for you. They were being polite. They are beside themselves. She waves her hands and gets them all to sort of settle back down.
I have heard tell that on this night we are graced with friends of our beloved Beer Baron. Is that so?
What did you get us into?
Yes. Somebody in the back, like underneath a thing from like a table underneath sort of a balcony goes, "Woo!"
I say, yes, we are friends of Gurlock and are so excited that you love his beer so much.
As you speak, the crowd just parts like Moses in the Red Sea. And you hear this sort of like rhythmic tapping of like feet and staves and swords on things, right? Okay. And she smiles at you and she says,
Travelers, we have told the legend many times at the Pegasus. We have seen the same would-be storytellers time and again. Perhaps tonight, you would regale us with a tale of something new.
how many of you have a history? Anyone have history, lore,
Yes,
knowledge?
I have 3. Historical lore and research.
All right, let's see
sorry,
how
sorry.
much of that.
Sorry,
Let's
but-
see how much about this you know. Go ahead and make a test. Just roll that and tell me what you get with your modifier.
I thought we were just gonna just make up a story, be like, well, there was
Oh, you need new dice.
But you
He's
got a
the
double.
worst dice.
that doesn't.
So 4.
I mean, you should all make this roll on account of
Okay,
somebody
let's
can't
all
roll
roll
dice.
Well, he got a 9.
All right.
And what are we adding? Our intelligence?
9.
This is an intelligence roll, yeah.
I got a 10.
I got 11. Okay.
9, 11, 13.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and presume that you guys have talked about this stuff, your colossal failure notwithstanding.
Sure.
You know that what happens is they retell the legends and they put themselves into the legends. This is the goal of this is to tell the most bombastic, outrageous, and inspiring story about how you were involved in this particular battle in the war. And what you're going to be doing tonight is retelling the legend of the Lady Vadya, and it is her story that you'll be telling. So, one of the minstrels stands with his arms crossed. He sort of plays the part of the warlord. this elf, whose name is Feyre, enters stage right, approaches the man, and she bows towards him. The minstrels begin to play sort of like low drum beats and little bits of like flute, and someone's playing like a keytar, and there's like a little bit of what sort of sounds kind of like a Korg synthesizer.
My lord,
She intones.
we bid you join us in the most worthy of claims, the destruction of the prophets Tawan, whose evil has blanketed the world in terror.
At the mention of the prophet Tawan, the entire crowd starts booing and catcalling, and yeah.
And except for that one guy who's like, everything
that
is
guy
moving
too.
him.
Yeah. The warlord frowns and shakes his head and says,
The prophet wreaks no havoc on my lands, and she has survived the weight of all nations pressing at her door. What makes you believe that you will triumph against her when all others have failed?
Feyre looks at him and says,
Do you not know me, my lord? I am Lady Vadia, the only one fit to wield the Fellhammer, anointed heir to the crown of Karas.
She paces a circle around him as she speaks.
It was I who prevented the siege of Lochlorn Woods. It was I who returned the scrolls of portent to the Temple of the Golden Serpent and prevented untold calamity.
You did do that.
The crowd's starting to cheer. The crowd's getting excited. She waits for them to quiet down.
And
She says, looking pointedly at each of you.
I am but one of many companions whose legends speak boldly as mine. My first companion, come forward. Tell the warlord of your brightest deeds.
She reaches out to you.
Oh, man.
And she pulls you out forward. So please tell us what Lemley tells the crowd.
You do not know me? I am Lady Lemley. Why, I put out the fires in the glass forest. I did it with one magic device. It was a box that contained a single crystal.
The warlord gasps and he space works a box.
Was it this box, milady?
It was this box, and inside of it. What did I say it was?
Crystal.
It's a crystal.
Okay, and as you pull the crystal out, everyone goes, ah, and they shirk back.
This crystal only works for the one person that knows how to use it. And of course, that's me. This
Somebody in the back
crystal.
goes, use it!
You want me to use it?
Use it!
You
A
want
little
me to use
little
it?
hobbit comes sort of waddling up, and he's pretending to be like starting fires, and he's like,
I'm setting the forest on fire! I'm setting the forest on fire! So I carry the prophet with me!
I need a real fire.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna throw a fire potion.
You can burn the freaking inn down.
all right.
Oh wait, don't, because I don't actually have a crystal that works. Just kidding.
Can somebody do fake fire? Can you do a fake fire?
We're show. Yeah,
Oh
we're
yeah,
show
do
people.
effects of
Yeah, do some
fire.
fake fire.
Right,
Yeah,
so go ahead.
so
Roll
I
to
do-
see how good the effect is.
All right.
It's gonna be
Roll good. It's gonna be
Okay.
the best fake
Okay.
fire ever.
Fake
All right,
fire.
cantrips, go.
That's good fake fire.
And he got double.
12, and I got
12?
doubles.
All right,
Yeah, so-
okay. And I'm gonna let you
Wait.
use a role-playing stunt. Yeah, you know what? Tell me what you want to do, and I'm gonna let you do a 5-point stunt.
So you signal to me, you're like, oh no, the fire, and he's starting the fire, and then I create what looks to be a fire actually coming out of what the hobbits, faking fire.
yeah.
And he freaks out, and then everybody starts to freak out, and I let the fire spread throughout the.
But it's cool to the touch, so everyone starts to be
Doesn't actually burn
pleasantly
anything.
enjoy it.
Yes.
Exactly. So everybody starts to freak out, like, oh no, there's only one fire exit. We're all gonna die. But they're all like, ah! And they love it. They can tell that it's part of your story.
Have no fear, my compatriots. Is that a real word? I don't know. I'll put out the fire. And with that, I flare it in my hand. It does nothing because I suck at magic.
But I throw a new potion that I had made, and when you fake throw your crystal and I throw the potion, bubbles explode everywhere.
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
And we become
Yeah.
a foam
Bubbles.
party.
Yeah.
Foam
All right, foam party. All right. Now they're really cheering and they bow to each other. The music starts up again. The little hobbit guy is now running around with this fake fire in his hands and like acting that. And
His name is Jeff, by the way. Jeff the little
Jeff
hobbit.
the Hobbit. Yes. As all this is happening, you hear this great calamity at the front door of the Pegasus. And the door slams open. And you sort of like, it's kind of like when you're at a party and like a fight happens way on the other side of the room and like that wave of uh-oh starts to kind of work its way back and like the music starts to fall and then you just hear woo! What comes in, a robot has just kicked open the door and sort of burst into the room. And it is this sort of like anthropomorphic metal beer keg. Everybody at the Pegasus knows this robot. From behind the bar, Tane shouts, "Keggy!"
Oh, Keggy.
Keggy. And Keggy says, "White Hawk bandit blocking the road! Gurlock's caravan's held up in Durlane's Pass! They attacked us!"
The beer!
We have to rescue the beer.
We have to rescue Beer Baron.
Yeah.
I mean, Gurlock. We have
Do
to
we have
rescue
to
Gurlock.
save Keggy? How hurt is Keggy?
Does anyone have cunning engineering?
No, but you can fix mechanical
Why don't you go ahead and
robot-y
yeah,
things.
why don't you make an intelligence roll?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Are you even kidding me?
What?
Tell me it's triple
We
six.
are saving Keggy and the whole world.
You save Keggy. Yeah,
Dude, you
they
can
give you
start
everything.
this up.
Why don't you narrate for us how you fixed Keggy?
I move aside and I do it with a little bit of a flourish so that I sort of spin in the air, just for effect.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And before I land, I have both of my throwing daggers out.
Yeah.
And I have already spotted what's wrong with Keggy.
Yeah.
And it takes me like 15 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And then he does a backflip.
Yeah. So, years later, someone comes into the Pegasus who is offering help cleaning the lines and shaping up the kegs. The new owner says, "Sit down, I'm going to tell you a legend that you will never believe, but I know it was true because I was here the night it happened," and recounts the story of how the Saurian somersaulted after breakdancing for everyone, somersaulted through the crowd like it wasn't even there, and fixed the Beer Baron's Keggy. At which point the guy, who was basically there to kind of scam them, is like, "Oh, I have to leave."
Wow.
And walks out.
That's the
Keggy has
power
been
of a
completely
well-told tale.
repaired. Keggy now says, "We must hurry. The caravan is under attack. Come with me now."
Lead the way, Keggy.
Save the beer!
All right. Keggy heads out ahead of you, and I presume that you all enthusiastically follow.
Yes.
All right.
Save the beer.
Yeah. All right. So there's also like, there's a guy there.
Yeah, and he's
But-
cool.
Yeah, but beer.
But
He's
save
got
the
a
beer.
beer.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's awesome.
So the road in
Posterity.
front of the Pegasus Tavern is actually the road that eventually makes itself down to Nestora. This is a large, well-traveled road, but at points it cuts through some low hills and there's a small mountain range, and that's where you find yourself at Durlane's Pass. Okay, so what you see is that this caravan is 6 linked platforms that are all kind of connected together.
And that's where the beer is?
Yes, that's where
Guys,
the beer
we
is.
got to save the
We
beer.
got
And Keggy, who is with you, says, "We got to save the caravan, guys."
Agreed, Keggy.
Are we doing
And
this?
we leap over it and charge into
And that's not what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna
But
leap
you're
over
gonna-
and charge
okay.
into battle.
Terrific. Lemley,
Yes.
this is what you see in front of you. There are 8 bandits running up toward
We
you
got
guys.
this.
I mean, we got this.
It's the caravan takes up most of the road. On the side of the caravan, you've got the Beer Baron and his 2 henchmen, and just beyond them, the bandits are charging forward.
Oh, okay.
I would like you all, please, to roll initiative. What would you like to do?
I run up and leap up onto the platform that the Beer Baron is on
Okay.
and say, for the chaotic neutral!
Yeah, yeah. Oh, chaotic neutral!
And I
Yep.
shoot the biggest bandit I can find.
Great. So make a ranged attack roll.
Okay. 1. I only roll 1 for this?
No, for your attack roll. So roll 3
roll
dice,
3?
and then add your dexterity modifier.
11! Did it hit?
That blew up a whole lot of rock and dirt, and the beer that was leaking into that dirt is now foaming all over the ground.
Nice.
Slethk.
I move into position.
Yep.
And I unleash the storm's fury.
Okay.
With Shock Blast, I can affect enemies in a 6-yard by 6-yard area.
Yep, that covers the bandits.
Okay. And
Yep.
it'd be 1d6 plus willpower penetrating damage.
Great, go.
Great. So that's 7. So I don't think I have enough.
Yeah. So make sure you mark off your spell points,
Yeah.
and then think about what you did.
I would like to get to the top of the rubble and then pick off far away dudes with my longbow.
Okay. Make an attack roll, and then add your.
You're better than me.
And doubles.
You actually managed to find a joint in the armor, and you sink an arrow right into this one guy. You hear the guy go, "Ah!"
Nailed it.
Aankia.
Yeah, we beat all of their initiative. We got to totally take the initiative this entire battle.
And I used it so well.
Me too.
High five. 15.
Okay, terrific. Why don't you go ahead and see how much damage your blaster does?
I can do my pinpoint attack, which is my dex against their dex. If I get that, I can roll 2 die.
What's your dexterity bonus?
That's a good question. 3.
Yes.
All right, 2
Yeah.
plus 12. 12 damage.
Fantastic. Okay, so now the bandits are like, all we were trying to do is rob this caravan.
Well, maybe
These are-
they should just go on their merry way.
So one of the bandits comes running up and is gonna take a swing at the Beer Baron.
We didn't move fast enough.
So the Beer Baron's guard gets in the way.
Okay.
And the next guy does the same thing and gets stopped, and then the next
paid
guy.
pretty well, then.
Another guy comes, runs up and jumps up on the platform next to you.
Say what?
And it turns out that all the exercise of running up there made him not particularly dexterous.
He's had
you
a little
notice-
too much to drink.
Yeah. You notice that one of the bandits is sort of chanting.
Oh no.
And he claps his hands together, and a fireball comes flying out of his hands, and it explodes over you and the Baron and his henchmen, and it does 6 points, but armor can slow it down.
Why can't you cast spells like this dude?
I tried.
Lemley.
Pshing.
Oh,
Dr. Lobotomy is out and ready to attack.
Would you say that he has an appointment with Dr. Lobotomy?
Yes.
I would actually.
Yeah, all right, great. Let's find out what Dr. Lobotomy's insurance bill is going to be.
The doctor is in.
The doctor.
Your head!
Not very much, but it is doubles. 4 plus 2 is 6.
Okay, great. And how many stump points do you have?
2. Oh, I didn't get
doesn't-
any
yeah,
stun points. I know, I misled you.
Good try, though.
All right,
I
great. Yeah,
can't.
you wailed on that guy. Sleth.
That could work, that could work.
It totally works.
Plus what?
Is it intelligence bonus or no?
Yep, then just add intelligence.
Okay. So so I do hit. Because I needed a 13 and I got a 13, I think, or something like that.
Terrific.
You got 14.
You got 14.
14.
Fantastic. A shower of electricity sort of like arcs out from your fingertips, and it comes down around these 3 guys and just wraps them in this like coruscating
the face you make while you
blue
do
electricity
Okay,
stuff.
The face I make goes like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's intense.
Nice. Kiliel.
That magic casting bandit is mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I reload and then use
You
my
can
longbow?
reload and you don't need to move. He's within your range. So yeah,
Right.
you can reload and attack.
Great.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
And I want to pinpoint attack him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your dexterity?
4.
Great. All right. Yeah, you got that. You got him. Yeah. Okay.
As long as you hit.
Yeah.
She's going to. I can feel it. Just never listen to me, and I should never open my mouth.
That's a 6. So 10.
10, so it sails over his head. Aankia.
6.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
yes, you did.
Wow. You squeeze 2 quick shots off on your blaster, and it blows the cowl back off the mage's head. And
Right, and you can see his face now.
arm
And he's
back.
super not good looking. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's really-
He's like
he's
he had a
not
hard
great,
time in
yeah.
high school, and we're so good looking.
All of us.
These bandits are not as mocking and taunting as they were a little bit ago.
They're bleeding and just partially on fire.
One of the guys is sort of engaged with you up there, so he is definitely going to hit you. And oh dear.
Why are you so worried, Will?
Because he rolled a
got a
6-point stunt.
Oh no!
What I would like you all to do is roll 2 dice and just tell
All
me
of
if
us?
any of you roll doubles. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yes, I rolled doubles.
You both roll doubles?
Yeah.
I rolled, yeah.
So this guy pulls up his mace and he hits you for 5, which I bet doesn't get through your armor.
It doesn't.
Okay, and he just keeps spinning the mace around and he just crashes it into the caravan that he's on top of, breaking off a pipe that begins like blasting like coolant and refrigerant away. One of the kegs falls off.
This isn't satisfying anyone's needs.
And now the mage.
Oh, this dude.
But I just shot him in the freaking face.
I know you sure did, which is why he's targeting you with a firebolt.
It's not like I've never been hit with a firebolt before.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd get hit for 7 points of fire damage. That will not go through your armor if you have armor. And then
I have 4 armor.
Okay, so you take 3 points. So we're back. Lemley, what are you gonna do?
I want to take this guy that just was an idiot and jacked up the caravan.
Yeah.
And I want to punch him in the face and knock him off of the caravan.
Go for it.
13?
Yeah, you nail him.
Sweet.
So why don't you narrate for us how you just wasted this guy?
Yes.
I didn't use my sword because I want him to go straight off the side into the barrels.
You sort of whack him with the edge of your sword.
Yeah, I whack him like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he falls and like.
And I am going to throw one of my firebomb potions at them.
Yeah, sure. They are engulfed in flame and just fall screaming and writhing and burning and dead to the ground.
All 3 of them?
Aankia, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot my blaster at the mage again.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I aim first. 12.
I don't recall you saying that, but I'll allow it on account of it's your first combat encounter.
Allowed because I'm drunk.
So does 12 hit?
12 hits.
Yeah! All right.
Yeah, so you like sort of like exhale and squeeze off a shot in between the heartbeats like you were taught to do. This blaster bolt of energy hits the mage, blowing the mage's arm completely off.
Hard to cast spells without an arm, bitch.
So there's one bandit left. He swings his mace at you. Really?
You just rolling bad today?
Today. And he swings his mace around and you just hear him go, Wheaton. What would you like to do?
Well, I want to attack him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
I
do.
want to like, yeah,
Lobotomize.
straight up.
Go for it. Good luck.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
And I
Yeah, you
got
did.
doubles.
You were going to have a hard time
14.
removing the head from from Dr. Lobotomy. You come just right up under the jaw and just take the head straight off.
The whole head comes
And
off.
this guy falls down. Right around this time, Keggy comes up. Keggy says, "The day is saved. The caravan is saved."
Most importantly,
and
the beer is saved.
your buddy the Beer Baron says, "Thank you. If you hadn't come by, not only would my shipment have been ruined, but we would not have been able to celebrate with." And he turns and he like pushes some buttons that reveal a secret hidden space, and he pulls out a small keg. And Keggy goes, "Old chaotic neutral!" The caravan is righted. You return to the old Pegasus Roadhouse, where the Beer Baron insists on personally tapping the keg of Old Chaotic Neutral. and he pours out a glass for each one of you, and a small thimbleful for Jeremy. And he says, "You have saved the beer. Truly, you are heroes this day." As the minstrels begin to play another song, this one that sounds an awful lot like Herbie Hancock's Rocket, and everyone rejoices. He says, as you finish up, "This is a time for rejoicing, but it is also a time for us to remember the fallen." And Jeremy walks out with his little thimbleful of Old Chaotic Neutral, and he pours it out on the dance floor.
Damn, Jeremy.
And he looks up at you and he gives you a little robot wink because he's a showman.
Yeah, yes.
And that is the end of chapter 1.
Jeremy's OG.